Hello, this is Sarita Sani, your economics teacher, and I'm here to teach my students of grade 10. Uh, we have covered chapter number 2 uh, so far, and now we will continue chapter number 2 with further new topics. And the previous topic which we have covered in our last class was organized sector. As you know, whole world is suffering with COVID-19, this pandemic, and everybody is feeling scared, but no need to scare about your studies. We will continue with our online teaching as our school has taken initiative of e-learning. So Cambridge International School, the SUA, and all teachers are going to support you in this difficult time. So here let me continue with the topic which we have covered so far, that was organized sector. So organized sector is that sector which is related to organized sector is that sector which is related to terms of employment which are regular in nature. So that means everybody is getting work after one day and that will be continuous in nature. So like I'm working in organized sector, and in that sector I'm getting work every day. That means if one day's work is over, I need not to search work for another day. So I'll be getting the continuous work, regular work. So that is regular in nature. If I talk about the second feature is they have rules and regulations, and all these organizations who are working with the organized sector, they are following it very strictly. Next thing is the third feature is these sectors are having certain procedures and processes which they follow for every work which they are performing in their organization. Now we have to focus about certain benefits which we are getting from employers if we are working in the organized sector. The first benefit is paid leave. We are getting all paid leaves. We are getting medical insurance. We are getting pension after retirement. We are getting gratuity. We are getting other other benefits like even provident fund. So all these things are the benefits which we are getting while working in the organized sector. Now today's topic which we are going to cover, and the new topics are: first topic, that is unorganized sector. Another is disadvantages of unorganized sector for employers, from employers, and then the protection of workers in unorganized sector. Then in the last we are going to do difference between organized and unorganized sector with the help of graph, and the percentage, how many people they are working in organized and unorganized sector, we are going to discuss in this last topic. Now let's start with today's topic, unorganized sector. Unorganized sector is characterized by small and scattered units which are largely outside the control of the government. Generally, we see shops of different products, and that will be one shop will be in one area and another will be in the another area. So we'll not be getting all shops of one type, and these are generally outside the control of the government. That means there is no interference of government regarding the work of the shopkeepers. Next thing is there are rules and regulations. Like we were having rules and regulations in organized sector, here we are having rules and regulations, but these are not followed strictly. And another thing is people who are working in these sectors, they are paid with low wages. They are paid low in money. Then next thing is they are and are not regular. These jobs generally are not regular in nature. So that means you are supposed to work for one day and then you need to search for the next day's work. Then for money, if you're working for that. Next topic is disadvantages from the employer. If I talk about the disadvantages, the very first disadvantage is you will not be getting any provision of overtime from the employers. That means if you want to earn extra and you want to work for extra hours, then you are not able to get any provision of overtime under this unorganized sector. Next thing is there are no paid leaves. That means you are not paid if you're taking any leave from the organization, and there are no holidays like we are getting public holidays. from the government in school, but these are always paid. We are getting salary for this. But here, the workers who are working for these things, they are not getting any holidays. Then leave due to sickness. In organized sector, people are getting medical leave for this, but in unorganized sector there is no leave for sickness. Even if you are falling sick, you might be just you might be fired out of the particular job if you are just falling sick. Even this is also a disadvantage which we're getting for unorganized sector. Next thing is example. I can take example of farmer. Farmer has his own land, his work on their own land, and hire laborers as and when they require. So this is the perfect example I can take. And workers, whenever they need, they just hire them for doing labor in the land. Now, the next thing is some people can be also asked to leave the job. I already discussed this point with you, because sometimes if you're falling sick, or if somebody in your family is falling sick and you need to take care of them, then you sometimes, if the organization is suffering so much, they can tell you to even leave the job. So this is also a disadvantage. Now let's move further for the next topic, how we can protect workers in the unorganized sector. As you know, maximum exploitation is for the workers in unorganized sector. So how we can protect these workers? Government is trying to help them by providing these things in front of you for saving people, for protecting workers from unorganized sector practices. So the first point is setting up small scale industries in semi-rural areas. Government is making all efforts to set up small scale industries in semi-rural areas. I can give you example for this: honey collection centers. They can make cold storages. They can even set up dal mills. So they can even start organization like pickle making and all. So that will be example of this. So government is setting up small scale industries for these people for their protection. Next thing is government is implementing schemes from 2005 like Narega to protect the workers, as they are providing 100 days work guarantee, and if government fails to do so, so they can even provide them with unemployment allowance. So this is the second thing which government is doing for protecting the workers. Now the third thing, government is trying to create jobs in different service sectors like schools, tourism, hospital, so that these peoples will be protected, as these organizations are generally organized in nature. Then next thing is allow credits at lower rate. So credit, as you know, that is a loan. So if somebody is taking credit at lower rate, obviously they can start their own business. So these things will always protect workers who are getting exploited in unorganized sector. Let's now move further to the next thing that we are talking about. So here we are talking about the difference between organized and unorganized sector with the help of graph, and the percentage of workers which are working in different sectors. So here we have yellow color for workforce which is working in the organized sector, and the percentage of total workforce. If we talk about the total workforce, it is, we are taking it as 100, and 20% of, even not even 20%, less than 20% even are working in this organized sector, and maximum people they are suffering in unorganized sector. Next thing, again you will see a little bit increase is there in 1971 data. So people now started working more in unorganized sector as compared to 1961. So there is a difference. Now here also improvement in unorganized sector, but even people are organized sector, there is increase in organized sector as compared to 1971 organized sector percentage. But in 1981 also the percentage who are working, workers who are working in unorganized sector is high. Still till 2001 data, we can see people who are working in an organized sector are less in number, and people who are working in unorganized sector is higher in number. So let's move further now. So that's it for today. And the questions which we have discussed, the topics which we have discussed, on the basis of those, we have to discuss, we have to solve these two questions. First is difference between organized and unorganized sector. Now the second question is which sector is better among both organized and unorganized sector according to you, and why. You have to give reasons for this. So please do all these questions, and if you have any doubt you can discuss with me, and you have my number. You can discuss with me at any point of time, so I'll be available to you. Thank you. Thank you, students, and I hope you are enjoying learning at home. So further, if you have any query, you can discuss with me. Thank you so much. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, and keep on learning economics. Thank you so much. God bless you all, and learn every day.